Joyful adventure audits, come join the ride. Joyful adventure.
Welcome back to Joyful Adventure Audits. New here? Hit subscribe and join us as we uncover Birmingham's vanished pubs, the stories, the scandals, and the memories hidden in plain sight. It's October 2025, and we're on Soho Road in Handsworth, standing outside 211 what used to be the Barrel pub. Look at it now. Diya's clothing shop. Bridal wear in the windows. Bustling with customers. You'd never know that just 13 years ago, this building was the center of a police scandal that made headlines across Birmingham. Today we're telling the story of the Barrel, from century-old community local to what police called a haven for drug dealers. 29 complaints. Police raids. Cannabis and weapons. A license revoked. This is one of the most dramatic pub closures we've covered. The Barrel had been here since at least the early 1900s, over a century of serving pints to working-class Handsworth. This was a proper Mitchells and Butlers pub, part of that legendary M&B empire that defined Birmingham drinking culture. M&B formed back in 1898 when Henry Mitchell's massive Cape Hill brewery merged with William Butler's operation, creating one of the biggest brewing operations in the country. The Barrel was one of their locals, not flashy, not grand, just solid and reliable. Through both world wars, through the social upheavals of the 60s and 70s, through decades of change, the Barrel kept serving. Community memories tell us it was woven into local life for generations, grandparents running it in the 60s, regulars drinking here through the 80s and 90s. And Soho Road back then? Packed with pubs. Every few hundred yards, another local. The Frighted Horse, the Ivy House, the Milestone, the Red Lion, we're covering them all in this series. That was working-class Birmingham. Pubs were where community happened. The gossip, the arguments, the celebrations, the heartbreaks. Real life, happening over a pint of M&B. But Handsworth changed. Dramatically. The demographics shifted, the industries declined, and Soho Road transformed into one of the UK's biggest South Asian bridal retail districts, about 150 wedding shops along this stretch now. The pub culture. It didn't fit anymore. And the Barrel. By its final years, it had become something very different. One business owner who now occupies the building described it as having a reputation for theft, violence, drug-taking, and drug dealing. Then came June 9, 2012. Police raided the Barrel. 4 arrests. 7 wraps of cannabis on one person, bags on another. But the real kicker, CCTV allegedly caught someone hiding a substantial quantity of cannabis and a flick knife behind the bar as officers walked in. The stats were damning. 29 separate tip-offs from local residents about drugs, violence, and antisocial behavior. The Barrel generated more police calls than any other pub in the area and required daily policing resources. Daily. Think about that, every single day, police resources going to one pub. The pub tried to defend itself. Better CCTV, closed the beer garden, kept incident logs. But in October 2012, Birmingham City Council's licensing committee made their decision, license revoked. The Barrel was done. The landlord spoke about the financial impact on his family, and that's the human tragedy here, someone lost everything. But the committee felt public safety left them no choice. There are also stories about a shooting being the final straw, though we couldn't verify that in official records. It's local law, repeated in interviews, but the documented reason was clear: drugs and disorder. October 2012. The end. Not a gentle closing, not economics or changing tastes, a forced shutdown under legal pressure. The transformation was swift. Pub fittings gone. Building gutted. Retail conversion completed. Now it's Diya's bridal showrooms upstairs, the old beer garden incorporated into the business. One article described the old pub as an epicenter of criminal violence, with gangs standing outside, and claimed its closure allowed the building to be bought cheaply. From alleged danger zone to thriving family business. So what's the bigger picture? Pubs across Britain are closing, cheaper supermarket booze, drink driving laws, the 2007 smoking ban, economic crashes. The Barrel faced all that. But this closure was different. This was public safety, police action, community outcry. That's rare. It shows how urban change, demographics, and policing intersect in messy, complicated ways. What was once a community gathering place became, in many eyes, a threat. The building survived, but its soul? Completely transformed. Soho Road today is retail and cultural, vibrant, successful, but no longer a pub street. The Cross Guns is the only survivor, adapted to serve Caribbean food. Everything else? Gone. Converted, demolished, or forcibly closed like the Barrel. Here's the complicated truth: 4 decades, the Barrel was where people met, where news spread, where life happened. That community function, that social glue, it's gone. Is that progress? Depends who you ask. The shop owners built success. The neighborhood feels safer. But the regulars who knew this as their local? They lost something irreplaceable. That's the Barrel at 211 to 215, Soho Road, from Edwardian M&B pub through a century of community service to police raids, scandal, and retail rebirth in 2012. Now we want your stories. Did you drink at the Barrel? Remember the atmosphere? The landlords? Were you there in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s? Or were you a neighbor who complained? We want all perspectives, that's how real history gets told. Drop your memories in the comments. These stories matter. They're how we preserve what would otherwise be lost. We're documenting lost pubs across Soho Road and Birmingham. We've covered the Red Lion with its Grade 2-star architecture, and we've got more coming: the Ivy House, the Queen's Head, the Frighted Horse, the Pump Tavern, the Milestone, the New Inns. Each has its own story. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, give us a thumbs up, and share with anyone who loves Birmingham history. We're racing against time to preserve these stories. Thanks for watching Joyful Adventure Audits. See you at the next lost pub. Cheers from the Barrel that no longer pours, but lives on in memory.
Smoke in the corner, whispers in the air, laughter fading, heavy with despair. Pints of memory spilled on the floor behind that old wooden door. The barrel's gone, it's all shut tight. Lost its soul in the dead of night. From cheers to tears, from gold to rust. Now it's just a story in the dust. Mitchells and Butlers, working class pride, held the dreams of a town inside, but the walls couldn't hold the weight of lies. The last call came with flashing lights, drugs on the counter, secrets in the shade. June's cold raid, history betrayed. The barrel's gone, it's all shut tight. Lost its soul in the dead of night. From cheers to tears, from gold to rust. Now it's just a story in the dark. Now it's arrows and silks, a shop with a name, but the ghosts in the brickwork remain. Echoes of pints and broken trust, a place that crumbled into dust. A century stood on Handsworth ground, echoes of laughter, the jukebox sound, but the door slammed shut, no last round. Blue lights flash, the whisper spread, four carved souls, tears unsaid. The barrel's gone, no cheers remain. Brides walk in where there once was pain. A dress for joy, the ghost still call. The barrel's last call, the barrels fall. Daily storms, the cops would show. Fights like shadows, they come and go. Community cry, but the cracks still grow. Boarded windows, the heart erased. History lost, a bitter taste. The barrel's gone, no cheers remain. Brides walk in where there once was pain. A dress for joy, but ghosts still call.